Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Oleksandra Tomashevska and I'm a professional tax advisor. Today we are talking about VAT in Ukraine, value-added tax. I can say that for some reason it's the most difficult tax to administrate. And the main rate of the VAT in Ukraine is 20%. We have some lower tax rates. For example, 7% VAT is for medical equipment and for medicine and some others, but not a lot of type of activities. And of course, we have the taxpayers with tax benefits. Some type of activities, there is no VAT in that. But almost all the business, all the companies, they are VAT payers. And of course, they have to pay VAT, they have to send reports, and they have to declare all their obligations in VAT. First, you have to understand that it's monthly reporting. Every month, you prepare your tax VAT declaration, and you have time till 20th of the months that following after the reporting one. So, for example, in March, you will send your report, submit your VAT declaration till 20th of March, and you have the deadline for VAT payment in 10 days till March 30 to pay your VAT according to your report. Sounds easy, but there is the interesting thing, comparing to other European countries, VAT in Ukraine is, there is the rule of first transaction. And if in moment of your first transaction, you have to declare your VAT obligations. That's because our business deals, business agreements, they are formalized in two documents. We have invoice, we can say, we call it рахунок фактура, and we also have some type of confirmation of that deal is done. We can say invoice as well, but in Ukrainian language it calls nakladna, and for example, it's supposed to be submission of service, certificate of service that proves that service you ordered is done, is provided. So there is two type of these documents, and first, the rule of first transaction means that some transaction which happened first, for example, first was the payment. In this moment, you declare your tax obligations and VAT. Or, for example, the opposite. First transaction is the certificate of providing services, for example. While that's first transaction, it means that the moment of your VAT obligation. Then it's not all. So the idea is it's not only one document, it's not only invoice, there are two documents, and you have to understand when you pay the VAT, when you start calculate it. Then the VAT invoice, we can say податкова накладна, which is kind of VAT tax invoice. There is always in electronic form, and this document is supposed to be registered on the tax authority server officially and by your digital key. Usually that's accounting job, but some of business owners, they can do that themselves. Of course, if you have many documents, it's unreal to do themselves, but still. So you create this VAT tax invoice and you register it on this server of tax authority, and this tax invoice describes everything. I mean, if you have the order, if you have the invoice, you describe your type of goods, your ID codes of your goods for customs, for example. You describe the prices, the wage, and so it's totally descripted of your details of your agreements with clients. And of course, it's the opposite way. I mean, you do this for your clients and your suppliers do that for you. And this way, tax authority can see everything you do in your business. How much do you pay for what? How much goods do you have? They can calculate your warehouse and everything. So that's if you're buying with VAT payers and you sell into VAT payers, everything is clear. And actually, the interesting thing that tax authority can analyze your activity, your business activity, and the tax authority can, for example, refuse to register your tax invoice because of the suspicious transactions or doubtful transactions. If they don't believe that you sell some type of goods or don't believe that you have these goods on your balance, or your company is not transparent enough. For example, you don't have enough employers and it's not clear for tax authority what are you doing. So they can just refuse to register your tax invoice, which cause you big problems, because you can consider this moment as a moment that you have to prove that your business is absolutely honest and clear and transparent, and you don't sell only documents, but really you sell your goods or services. So we can say that you always describe your activities, you always try to explain it to tax inspections, and you are in this process of checking your documents. And in our country, tax inspection has these rules. I mean, that's not, you can't avoid it. You can't say, I'm not about that, it's not for me. You will do that because that's the rule. Well, I can say that for this reason, accounting in Ukraine with VAT companies, it's more complicated than in other countries. It takes time, it takes lots of bureaucracy to create these documents, to write these descriptions and explanations. How do you do your business, But the main idea, if you start business in Ukraine, you have to be prepared that that's our reality. We do business like that. I'm happy to see you today. We will talk about other interesting moments about doing business in Ukraine next time. That was Oleksandra Tomashevska. Thank you.